All right, welcome to The Explainer. Today we are diving deep into the world of insurance. And, instead of just talking theory, we're going to do something interesting. We'll look at it through the eyes of a real local agency, Deep LIC Services, to see how this stuff actually gets presented to people like you and me.
So let's start with a big one. How do you actually build a financial safety net for all the curveballs life throws at you? It's a question every single one of us has to think about, right? Life is, it's unpredictable. And having a plan, that's not just being cautious. It's about building a solid foundation, a real sense of security for you and the people you care about. So yeah, how do we do that?
And this quote from the agency we're studying really nails their whole philosophy. It says, security in life and development with life too. Think about that for a second. It's not just about having a fallback for when things go south. The idea here is that insurance can also be a tool that helps you move forward, to grow and develop while you're actually living your life. It's a pretty powerful concept.
Okay, so here's our game plan. First up, we'll get our heads around the big idea of insurance. Then, we'll dig into why this agency is all about LIC. Next, and this is the fun part, we'll decode all those different policies. After that, we'll talk about what happens after you buy, how you stay in control. And, to wrap it all up, we'll even peek at what it's like to be on the other side as an insurance advisor.
All right, let's kick things off with Section 1, Insurance, the big idea. Before we jump into all the different plans and the fine print, what does insurance even mean? What are we really talking about here?
So, at its absolute core, insurance is a financial tool. And I love the way the source material puts it. It calls it a Suraksha Kavach. That translates to a protective shield, like a suit of armor. Its whole purpose is to shield you from the financial hit of those completely unexpected, out-of-the-blue events.
So, why do we even get insurance? Well, the number one reason is pretty obvious. Protection from those shocking expenses, like a sudden accident or a medical bill. But it goes deeper than that, right? It's about that incredible peace of mind you get from knowing you've got a backup plan. And yeah, sometimes you have to get it, like with car insurance, it's the law. But really, at the end of the day, it's one of the most powerful tools out there for making sure your family is secure, no matter what.
Okay, so we've covered the what and the why. Now let's talk about the who. You'll notice this agency and a ton of others in India really zero in on LIC, the Life Insurance Corporation. So what's the deal? Why them?
When you look at why people choose LIC, it really comes down to a few key things. First, reliability. It's the oldest and biggest insurer in India. That's a huge deal. Then there's the network. They're basically everywhere. But what really seals the deal for a lot of people is the combination of having a ton of different policies to choose from, plus real practical perks like tax benefits and being able to get a loan using your policy as collateral.
All right, let's get to the main event, decoding the actual policies. Now, I know this is where it can feel a little overwhelming with all the jargon and different names. But don't worry, we're going to make this super simple.
See, the trick is to stop trying to memorize 100 different plan names. It's way easier to think of them in a few key categories. And each category is basically designed to help you with a different financial goal. Are you trying to save, invest, create an income? There's a category for that.
So first up, we have the savings and protection plans. These are kind of like the original, classic recipe for insurance. You get the life cover, the protection part, but you also get a nice lump sum of money at the end if everything goes well. The really important thing to know is that they are not tied to the stock market. Your money isn't on that wild ride, which makes these plans perfect if you want a disciplined, steady way to save.
Okay, now for something completely different. Let's talk about ULIPs. That stands for Unit-Linked Insurance Plans. This is where insurance and investing get mashed together. A slice of your premium still buys you that safety net life cover, but the rest, it gets invested in the market, in things like stocks or bonds. And you know what that means. Higher risk for sure, but also the chance for much, much higher returns.
Let's make this real with an example. Take this Index Plus plan. Right off the bat, you can see it's a ULIP. And check out that risk profile. Very high. Why? Because its performance is literally tied to how a stock market index does. It's a whole different animal compared to those steady, traditional plans we were just talking about.
And our third big category is all about getting paid. These are your lifetime income and payout plans. The goal here isn't one big check at the end. Nope. It's about creating a steady stream of cash flow. You've got plans like Jivan Umang that can literally pay you an income for the rest of your life, or money-back plans that give you chunks of cash at specific times you choose. You can see why these are amazing for planning your retirement.
So, what's it actually take to get a plan like this? Honestly, it's pretty straightforward. Step 1, you fill out the application form. Be accurate. Step 2, you hand over your basic ID and address proof. You know, your standard KYC docs. Step 3, you give them your medical history. And finally, step 4, depending on your age and how much coverage you're getting, you might have to do a quick medical checkup. That's it. Okay, so you bought the policy. Great, but that's just the starting line. Your insurance policy is a long-term thing, so it's really important to know what you can do with it now that you have it. You're in control. And this is the key thing to remember. Your policy is not just some piece of paper you file away and forget. It's a living, breathing financial asset. Did you miss a payment? You can usually revive the policy. Life circumstances changed? You can change who your nominee is. Need to update your bank info? Easy. You can even apply for a loan against it. The point is, you have a ton of control.
All right, for our last section, let's flip the script completely. Because the source material isn't just about being a customer. It also dives into what it's like to be on the other side of the desk, to make a career out of being an insurance advisor.
So, what's the life of an insurance agent all about? Well, there are some pretty attractive perks. You've got the potential for a really good income based on commissions. Your work schedule is often super flexible. And think about it, there's amazing job stability because people will always need insurance. The source also points out that you don't necessarily need a fancy degree to get started, and it's a genuine chance to be your own boss and build your own business.
So when you pull it all together, what you see is that an agency like this isn't just a shop selling one product. It's more like a financial toolkit. It's got everything from that basic protective shield we talked about to high-octane investment options, and yeah, even a roadmap to a whole new career.
And that really brings us to the big takeaway here. After breaking all this down, the question probably isn't if you need some kind of plan. The real question, the one only you can answer is, which of these plans, which of these tools truly fits your life's blueprint, your goals, your comfort with risk, your family's future? What's right for you? Thanks for joining me on The Explainer.